Welcome to episode 1 of Alaska series. In this video, I'll be landing in Anchorage, then driving one of the most scenic highways in Alaska, the new Seward Highway, stopping at Beluga Point, Girdwood, Moose Pass, the Village of Hope, and end the day in Seward. Let's get started. Just landed in Anchorage, and first things first, grab some breakfast and get ready for the day. I'm just walking around Anchorage for a bit, keeping it slow. Anchorage is actually a pretty young city. It started in 1914 as a railroad construction camp, basically a tent city for workers building the Alaska Railroad. During World War II, it became strategically important and grew fast. Then in 1964, one of the strongest earthquakes in North America shaped huge parts of the city. What you see today is a city that was built fast, rebuilt again, and always stayed close to nature. Alright, some fun facts about Anchorage. You'll hear Anchorage being called the city of lights and flowers in summer because it gets almost 19 hours of daylight and everything just blooms. In my upcoming videos, you can see how I'm driving at night, but still there's a lot of daylight. It's also one of the few cities where you can be in the middle of downtown and still spot wildlife like moose just casually walking around. Another fun fact, Anchorage has more seaplane traffic than anywhere else in the world, since so many places in Alaska are only reachable by air. And even though it feels remote, Anchorage is actually closer to Tokyo than it is to New York. It still blows my mind. This part of the town actually feels a bit Russian to me. I don't know why, but there's something about the buildings and the vibe that feels familiar in that way. And maybe that's not totally random because Alaska was actually Russian territory until 1867 before it was sold to United States. You can still see little hints of that history in some places around Alaska. Or maybe I'm completely wrong and it's just a feeling I get while walking around. What do you folks think? Do you see it too, or is it just me? Alrighty, time to leave Anchorage. We're getting on the new Seward Highway now, and this is where the road trip really begins. Even from inside the car, the views are starting to change. Stay tuned. The new Seward Highway is one of the most scenic drives in Alaska. It connects Anchorage to the Kenai Peninsula and follows the coastline for a big part of the way. On one side, you've got mountains, on the other side, water, and the Alaska Railroad running alongside you. Depending on the tide, the views completely change, and on clear days, you can even spot wildlife along the route. It's not just a highway, it feels like the gateway from the city into the real Alaska. We made a quick stop beside the railway line and a lake because we spotted a really nice bird. I didn't get it on video, but moments like this already makes Alaska feel wild and special. This is also my first real fresh look at Alaska outside Anchorage. Back on the new Seward Highway, the water is right beside us, the railway line keeps following the road, and the views are slowly opening up. We're getting closer to Beluga Point. Alrighty, we have reached Beluga Point. Even without spotting whales, this place is stunning. I'm walking around, taking it all in, and heading towards the base of the cliff. Beluga Point is one of the best spots along the new Seward Highway to see beluga whales, hence the name, especially in summer when they come into the turn again arm to feed. Even if you don't see whales, the views of the water and the mountains are incredible. The tides here change really fast, which makes the landscape look completely different in just a few hours. And fun fact, on a clear day you can sometimes spot belugas from the road even without getting out of your car. It's one of the places where nature feels just right up close. I'm trying to find my way up to this cliff. It looks easy from here, but once you start moving, you realize it's actually pretty tricky. Definitely more treacherous than it looks. Finally, I'm up here. Getting down is probably going to be a bit tougher, though the crevices definitely work better for climbing up than climbing down. So let's see how it goes. Here's some fun facts about Beluga Point. So Beluga Point is part of the Turn Again Arm, which is famous for having one of the largest tidal ranges in the world. The water level can change dramatically in just a few hours. The name comes from beluga whales that come into the arm to feed mostly in late spring or summer. Besides whale, this spot is also for spotting eagles, otters, and sometimes even bears along the shoreline. The views here are incredible in every season. Snow-covered mountains in winter, wildflowers in spring, and vibrant sunsets in summer. It's a popular spot for photographers, but it's easy to miss if you're just driving by. So it's worth stopping and taking a few minutes to soak it all in. We're back on the road again. The drive just keeps getting better and Alaska keeps opening up slowly. We'll make a few stops at scenic spots, so stay tuned. We stopped at this random spot because the scenery was too good to pass. Flowers by the railway line, the bay beside us, the mountains in the background, the water level is low and everything looks calm and peaceful. So we're back on the highway. The tide is low here, so you can see the marshes and the textures in the ground beside the road. It looks beautiful in a very quiet way. We made a quick stop here along the highway because of these Save Beluga Whale signs. The Turn Again arm is actually home to a small population of belugas, and they're really vulnerable. Human activity, pollution, and changing tides all make it harder for them to survive. So conservation groups put up these signs to raise awareness. It's a small reminder that even along a scenic highway, wildlife is facing real challenges, and it's up to all of us to pay attention. Finally, we have reached Girdwood. I'm walking around a bit, and this place has such a cozy small mountain town vibe. Everywhere you look, there are wooden bears outside patios and restaurants. It's kind of a local thing that adds a lot of charm. The whole town is tucked into the mountains, so no matter where you stand, you've got these gorgeous peaks rising behind you. The streets are quiet, the airs feel fresh, and everything just blends perfectly with the surrounding nature. It's the kind of place that makes you want to slow down, take a deep breath, and just enjoy being here. This is Basecamp, where we stopped for food. I went with salmon because it's my favorite, and eating salmon in Alaska just feels right. Definitely try out this place if you're here. The vibe is perfect, the food is delicious, and the hosts are really welcoming. And we are back on the road again. The sky is cloudy now, mountaintops covered in haze, and everything looks even greener. We stopped near the bay where Chugach National Park sign is placed. The view here is incredible, and something really cool is coming up. Stay tuned. And here it comes! The Alaskan Railroad train. The Alaska Railroad has been around for over 100 years and played a huge role in building the state, connecting remote areas and helping cities like Anchorage grow. Back on the road again, and the railway keeps following us along. It feels like it's part of the journey itself. I'll keep quiet for a bit, enjoy the drive and the views, guys. And there it is, our first sign saying welcome to Kenai Peninsula. That moment honestly got me excited. So we'll be stopping at this place called Moose Pass. It's beautiful. Everything is green, cloudy and calm. The haze hanging over the mountains makes the whole area feel peaceful, like you've stepped into a painting. The greens here are so vibrant, even more than usual, and the quiet streets and the forested surroundings give it a really relaxing, almost magical vibe. Definitely one of those spots where you just want to pause and take it all in. So we reached the village of Hope. This place feels completely different. Small, quiet, and full of history. It immediately feels like stepping back in time. And what a beautiful name, Hope. Hope was founded during the Turn Again Gold Rush in late 1800s, when miners and prospectors came looking for gold along Turn Again Arm. Back then it was a bustling little town with cabins, saloons and supply stores, though still pretty remote and rugged. In 1964, the massive earthquake hit Alaska, one of the strongest ever recorded, and it dramatically changed the land and shoreline around Hope. Despite that, the town stayed, rebuilt, and kept much of its historic charm. Today, Hope is small and quiet, but it's known for its natural beauty and wildlife. The area is famous for salmon, king, silver, pink, chum, and sockeye. And fishing has been a big part of the local life for generations. People also come here for hiking, bird watching, and even gold panning, which you can still try in nearby streams. The town's historic buildings, sometimes dating back to early 1900s, give it a real step back in time feel, and the surrounding mountains and Turn Again Arm makes it one of the most scenic little towns in Alaska. Hope is one of those places that feels small, quiet, and full of stories at the same time. It's actually one of the oldest continuously settled towns in Alaska, even though today only a few dozen people live here year-round. Back in the late 1800s, during the Turn Again Gold Rush, this place was much busier, with miners' cabins and supply stores all around. People even panned for gold right here in the stream, and if you look closely, you can still imagine how this place would have looked back then. Before roads existed, Hope depended on boats traveling along Turn Again Arm. Streamboats used to bring in supplies and mail, making this small town an important stop despite how remote it feels. Then the 1964 earthquake hit and completely changed the land here. Parts of the shoreline dropped, new mud flats formed, and some old roads and docks ended up underwater. Even after all that, the town stayed, rebuilt, and kept its character. Today, Hope feels peaceful, untouched. Salmon still runs through these waters: king, silver, pink, chum, and sockeye. And the fishing has always been a big part of the life here. Walking around feels like stepping back in time, surrounded by quiet streets, mountains, and a history that's still very much alive. This building right here is Hope Social Hall, and it dates back all the way back to 1902. Over 100 years ago, this was the heart of the town. People gathered here for meetings, dances, celebration, and basically anything social. In a place as remote as Hope, this hall wasn't just a building. It was how people stay connected. What's amazing is that it's still standing today, surviving earthquakes, harsh winters, and all that history. Standing here now feels like this place has seen generations come and go, but it's still part of everyday life in Hope. So, after a full day of driving through all these places, we have finally reached Seward. This is the RV we stayed in for the night. We have stayed in RVs many times before, both in Canada and the US, but this one feels different. Maybe it's the smell of Alaska, or all the planning that went into this trip, or just completing the first leg of the journey. Ending the day here in a quiet RV just feels really good. Alrighty, so that's it for today. Tomorrow we start the real adventure, exploring Seward, heading out into Kenai Fjord, seeing wildlife up close and taking on the exit glacier hike. I'm ending this vlog here, but trust me, the next one is going to be something special. It's more adventurous on a whole different level, and honestly, something we have never done before.